What's going on, everybody? Joseph David here for Worldwide Sport Updates, your podcast, your news, your local community. What's going on, everybody? Joseph David here for Worldwide Sport Updates, your podcast, your news, your local community. What's going on, everybody? Joseph David here for Worldwide Sport Updates, your podcast, your news, your local community. What's going on, everybody? Joseph David here for Worldwide Sport Updates, your podcast, your news, your local community. What's going on, everybody? Joseph David here for Worldwide Sport Updates, your podcast, your news, your local community. What's going on, everybody? Joseph David here for Worldwide Sport Updates, your podcast, your news, your local community. What's going on, everybody? Joseph David here for Worldwide Sport Updates, your podcast, your news, your local community. What's going on, everybody? Joseph David here for Worldwide Sport Updates, your podcast, your news, your local community. What's going on, everybody? Joseph David here for Worldwide Sport Updates, your podcast, your news, your local community. What's going on, everybody? Joseph David here for Worldwide Sport Updates, your podcast, your news, your local community. Oh, man, it's good to be back. It's good to be back on here. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Worldwide Sport Updates, your podcast, your news, your local community, with your host, Joey Hadid, here on this amazing Sunday morning. Not bad of a traffic to get over here to our studio, but we made the most of it. A lot of people are wondering, where have you been the last 2 weeks? Well, I'll tell you what. I've been pretty busy. I'll be honest with you. Not to mention, so not last Sunday, but the previous Sunday, I was calling a basketball game for the Lehigh Valley Flight with their home season finale. And then last Sunday, my sports marketer was not feeling good. He was under the weather. So that's why we have been away for the past 2 weeks. So we've been having a lot of having our hands really tied here. And that's why not a lot of people have been hearing from me the past 2 weeks. But sorry. But that did not stop us from delivering all the sports news and information on our sports pages. On Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, on TikTok, wherever you guys get all the latest updates that's happening around our sports across the world and across the country, whichever it may be. And not to mention, I have voted. So you see it on this shirt right here. I have voted for our state representative for this this upcoming Tuesday's election. So shout out to my boy from the east side, Saeed Georges. He is running for state of Allentown. Well, it was state of Pennsylvania, but the city of Allentown. So pretty awesome stuff, man. Pretty awesome stuff. Wish you nothing but the best. Good luck on that campaign, and make us proud. Make us proud nonetheless. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, go out there and vote. If you haven't already voted, cast your votes in. Let your voices be heard, and show lots of support and appreciation nonetheless. And we can't thank you enough too. We can't thank you enough. We can't thank you enough for your appreciation and your support. And being with us, through these past couple months. Not to mention, I think our podcast debuted in October of 2021. We're in May of 2022, and we have over 1,000 subscribers on our YouTube channel. So, it's big. It's big. It really is. And we're doing something right. So, without you guys, Worldwide Sport Updates would not be where it is today. So, it's a big thing. We're doing our part. We're dedicated and we're committed. And we do our best to our ability to providing all the sports that is happening right at your fingertips nonetheless. So, and we have a lot of ground to cover today. We have a lot of ground to cover today to talk about. And also, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, my sports marketer will be going on vacation after today. So we had to do a podcast today before he goes on vacation. So he's going to be away for 2 weeks. And with that being said, we won't be podcasting live for the next 2 weeks. But here's some good news. With the weather starting to get better and the season of summer is upon us, we might be going in a whole different direction here, folks. What I mean by that is we might be going, maybe changing the schedule a little bit. So, how our recorded podcasts have been published each and every week on Friday, and we have a live podcast on Sunday? Well, we're going to be changing that up a little bit, folks. So, with that being said, moving forward, I think possibly after my sports market comes back from vacation, there's the possibility that we might be doing our recorded podcast, which might be 30 minutes. So it'll be a half hour delivering all the sports, and we'll be publishing it on Sunday. All right, instead of Friday. So what's gonna happen with Friday? Well, Friday is going to be out the window now. So we're going to be having a clear schedule to rest Friday and Saturday, and take advantage of recording our podcast those 2 days, which might be, we might record on Friday, we might record on Saturday, who knows. We'll record on Friday or Saturday, and we'll publish that video first thing Sunday morning. Now, I can't give you the exact time on what time Sunday morning, but I'm gonna say roughly between 4 and 7 a.m. Sunday morning is when the recorded podcast will drop. Now, I'm gonna record it Friday and Saturday. We're gonna be busy on those 2 days recording the podcast. So that's what the changes are gonna be looking ahead now that we're gonna be going into the summer season. Closing out the season of spring, going into the summer. So now, another thing that we are talking about going in a whole different direction here, could be a possibly recorded video podcast. So there's going to be a possibly chance where I might be recording a podcast probably anywhere across the country. I mean, not across the country, across the world. So we might be doing a little bit of traveling and recording a video podcast and distributing it to the social media. So we might be going to Philadelphia to record a podcast. We might be going to New Jersey or New York to record a podcast. We're going to do something really, really different here after my sports marketer comes back from vacation, nonetheless. So we're going to be going a whole different direction here. I think, so with that being said, let me look at the calendar here real quick. So what's today? May 15th? So let me check here. Let's bring our calendar out. Bear with me here. All right, so my sports marketer will be on vacation starting, after today. He'll be away for the 22nd, and he'll be away for Memorial Day weekend. So we won't have a live podcast on the 22nd or the 29th. Now, we will have a recorded podcast though. Okay, the recorded podcast will be still published on Friday. Because my sports marketer has no problem with me recording the podcast and sending it to him, and then he's sending it back to me. So he'll do that on his vacation time. He will do that. So he'll take the time away and make sure that I record my podcast. I do my part, and he does his part while he's on vacation. So he said, "You're not gonna stop recording your podcasts." So he said, "You are gonna record your podcast, and we are gonna publish them on schedule on Fridays." So while my sports marketer will be away on vacation after today, when does your flight leave? Tomorrow. All right. Yeah. So yeah, he'll be leaving tomorrow for his vacation. All right. So with that being said, so he'll be away for 2 weeks, and then starting, I believe, the first week of June, I believe. So let me see, right after Memorial Day, I think. So after that weekend. So I believe on June 5th, ladies and gentlemen, 2022 is when the recorded podcast will be published. Yeah, so it will be published. So it'll be the first Sunday of that June 5th of that weekend, where it'll be either a video podcast or it will be a audio podcast. We will publish that first thing Sunday morning moving forward, until the NFL regular season, of course. So, by the time the NFL regular season starts, we might go back to our normal schedule, where we will have a recorded podcast on Friday, and then go back to our live podcasting as scheduled on a Sunday schedule. And not to mention, when college football season starts, we're probably going to open up back college football Saturday podcast. So we might have to open up a podcast on Saturday, when the college football season rolls around. So a lot to look forward to, ladies and gentlemen, in the next couple months ahead. We close out the season of spring, welcome the season of summer, and then before you know it, fall will be right here around the corner, and football will be knocking on the door nonetheless. So things to look forward, ladies and gentlemen, things to look forward to. Anywho, I hope everybody's having a great weekend. And again, ladies and gentlemen, we were away from you guys the last 2 weeks. Again, my sports marketer was not feeling well last Sunday. And then the previous Sunday, 2 weeks ago on a Sunday, I was calling a basketball game for the Lehigh Valley Flight. Their last season hope opener 2 weeks ago against the Philly Raiders. And speaking of the Philly Raiders and Lehigh Valley Flight, today is their season finale on the road against them later this afternoon. So they'll be in Philadelphia. The Lehigh Valley Flight will be in Philadelphia taking on the Philly Raiders this afternoon as the Lehigh Valley Flight wrap up their season against them nonetheless. So, with that being said, it is Sunday, May 15th, 2022, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for taking the time out of your day to be a part of our podcast on this Sunday morning. It's a beautiful Sunday nonetheless, and we have a lot to go over, ladies and gentlemen. And when I say we have a lot to go over, we definitely do have a lot to go over. First and foremost, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go over the WNBA. We're going to talk about Mattress Mac and his latest sports gambling. Also, we're going to talk about FIFA soccer, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, we have some news coming from the FIFA soccer situation here. We're going to get to that in a couple minutes. Also, we have some news regarding Terrell Owens. We'll get to that in a couple minutes. Also, we have some tennis news regarding NOVAK DJOKOVIC. I'm sorry, DJOKOVIC. Or is it pronounced Novak Djokovic or Djokovic, I believe. So yeah, Novak Djokovic. We got some latest news on him. We'll get to that. Also, we have some NFL news to go over. News and also an interesting the release of the NFL schedule that just happened this past week. We're gonna get to that. That's been buzzing a lot, and we're gonna get to that nonetheless. Also, we're gonna talk about UFC and Premier Boxing results from your Saturday night. We have all the latest on that. College basketball and football news we have to go over. Also, NHL hockey news, ladies and gentlemen. Major League Baseball news and scores from your Saturday. We'll go over that nonetheless. And also, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk NBA playoffs. Yes, we'll talk about Game 7 of the Boston Celtics and also the Phoenix Suns versus the Dallas Mavericks. Who expected the Dallas Mavericks, ladies and gentlemen, to take the Phoenix Suns to Game 7? Who expected that? Who expected that? You know, I to be honest with you folks, I am shocked. I am shocked that the Phoenix Suns and the Dallas Mavericks are where they at right now. I really am. So we are going to talk about that. You know, there's a lot that needs to be covered, ladies and gentlemen, and we are going to definitely talk about that here throughout the show later on today, nonetheless. All right. So yeah, we got the Milwaukee Bucks and the Celtics and the Dallas Mavericks and the Phoenix Suns. So yeah, we're gonna give you predictions on those two games as well. And I think one game starts at 3:30 today, and then the other one starts at 8 o'clock, I believe. So yeah. And then we have two NHL hockey games going on today. So Pittsburgh versus the New York Rangers, I think that's scheduled for 7 p.m. And then we have Dallas Stars and Calgary Flames. That's scheduled for 9:30, I believe. So yeah, we have those going on today. All right. So we have definitely a lot to go over here, folks. Definitely do. It's a busy Sunday. You know, what else can you expect on a Sunday, right? So again, hopefully everybody's having a great weekend. Nonetheless, thank you for joining us and being a part of our podcast, Worldwide Sport Updates, your podcast, your news, your local community, for all the latest. All right. Folks, hold on, bear with me here. All right. All right, bear with me real quick. Sorry about that. All right. Okay. Let's see if our mic is working. So what's today? May 15th. All right. So our mic is working. Okay. Because I was trying to see if we're getting audio. Lately we've been having issues with that, so we're trying to get that situated and fixed. But everybody hears me loud and clear. Audio is good on our end. Okay, just double making sure. All right. Okay. All right, folks. We're gonna start with the NFL. Let's start with the NFL first. There is some interesting. There is some interesting news happening around the NFL, folks, and an interesting topic that really came to our attention last night too. So let's get to that. All right. All right. So with that being said, folks, let's get right into it. So this was brought to my attention yesterday. We're gonna talk about the NFL and the latest on the schedule release and so forth. So we do have some NFL news to go over, and we're gonna go over it with you guys nonetheless. With that being said, first breaking news coming from the NFL that we got reports from yesterday is there will be a hearing expected, ladies and gentlemen, for ex-Las Vegas Raiders head coach John Gruden, that he filed a lawsuit versus Roger Goodell. Yes. So the latest reports on that is that there will be a hearing for ex-Las Vegas Raiders head coach John Gruden on a lawsuit that he filed versus Roger Goodell. That is expected on May 25th. That is the latest reports on that. So again, it will be Roger Goodell and former head coach John Gruden scheduled for a hearing to take care of a lawsuit on May 25th, 2022, ladies and gentlemen. That's the latest reports coming from the NFL. Also, ladies and gentlemen, we have some more news coming from the NFL, I believe. And we're going to talk about that. Let's see. Yes, New York Giants, ladies and gentlemen, signing defensive end Ryder Anderson and defensive back Jordan Mosley for future contracts with the New York Giants. That was announced yesterday. Also, ladies and gentlemen, Dolphins are waiving offensive line Ty Clary, and they're signing offensive line Cole Bainwart. They're signing him. Also, ladies and gentlemen, let's see. The latest reports is the New York Giants have signed on a rookie, given him a rookie contract. Kayvon Thibodeaux. I think it's Kayvon or Kevin. I think it's Kayvon or Kevin or Kayvon Thibodeaux has agreed to a 4-year rookie contract deal that is, I believe, worth. Did they even mention how much it's worth? So Kayvon Thibodeaux that they got from the NFL draft, ladies and gentlemen, that the New York Giants picked up from the NFL draft. The 21-year-old has agreed on a 4-year rookie contract deal, projected to be worth $31,339. No, actually, excuse me, not 31,000. $31,339. With a $19.97 million signing bonus. So that would count as $5.7 million against the cap in the year 2022. So he's coming off a college season as the best defensive player, and he was eligible for the draft. He's out of he played for the Oregon Ducks, I believe, right? Yeah. He played for Oregon. Did he play? He played for Oregon, right? Yeah. He played for Oregon Ducks, ladies and gentlemen, just to get my clarification here. So the reports is that he did sign a 4-year rookie contract, the 21-year-old, with the New York Giants, and it is projected to be worth $31.339 million, with a $19.97 million signing bonus. Again, that would count as a $5.7 million against the cap space in the year 2022. So that is the latest reports on that. So congratulations to Kayvon Thibodeaux on that agreement. All right. So he's now officially a member of the New York Giants football team. All right. Let's see if there's any other news that I forgot to share with you, ladies and gentlemen, from the NFL. No, I think that's about covers it from the NFL. Oh yeah, and ladies and gentlemen, the New Orleans Saints this past week have signed Jarvis Landry to a 1-year contract. So Jarvis is now a new member of the New Orleans Saints. Also, Cowboys released kicker Chris Nager this past week. So that is the latest reports there from the NFL. All right, now on to the juicy stuff regarding the schedule, the NFL schedule. So, ladies and gentlemen, the NFL schedule was published to the world this past week. All right, it was introduced, and again, the NFL made an announcement on players and teams being involved in international games this upcoming season. So we got teams playing at London. We got teams playing at Germany. You know, you name it. So, and I think there's another team playing in Europe. So you have three teams involved in international games this upcoming season. One of them, I think, is the Buccaneers and the Green Bay Packers. And I believe the New Orleans Saints are involved in it, or the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm not sure, but all those three teams are involved somewhat in getting involved in international games this upcoming season. Also, ladies and gentlemen, there is something very interesting that I would like to share with everyone. 13 teams are tied for the most primetime games, ladies and gentlemen. And those primetime games, there's 5 primetime games, ladies and gentlemen, and 13 teams are involved in them. The 13 teams that are involved in those 5 primetime games are the Denver Broncos this upcoming season, the Pittsburgh Steelers, the San Francisco 49ers, the Cincinnati Bengals, the Kansas City Chiefs, the Dallas Cowboys, the Los Angeles Rams, the New England Patriots, the Philadelphia Eagles, the Buffalo Bills, the Green Bay Packers, the Los Angeles Chargers, and, ladies and gentlemen, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Those 13 teams are involved in the most primetime games that you're ever going to be witnessing this upcoming season in the NFL. Talk about getting hyped up and juiced up about those primetime games. And also, ladies and gentlemen, not to mention, there is one team that will not be involved in primetime games this upcoming season. And you probably all heard by now. The Detroit Lions. They will not be involved in any primetime games this upcoming season, folks. And to be honest with you, the Detroit Lions organization are happy with it. They're happy that, you know what, we come in to be focused on 1 o'clock games, to beat our opponents and move on to the next one and focus on the next one. That's according to the Detroit Lions organization, folks. So they're happy that there are no primetime games involved for the Detroit Lions organization. So Detroit will not be involved with that. They don't want to be involved. Thank you. So less headache for them. I don't know. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't even know what that means. You know, with them saying, oh, I don't want to get involved in primetime games this upcoming season. So, you know, I don't know. I mean, that's less thing they need to worry about. So, so with that being said, they will not be involved in primetime games. They'll be focused on 1 o'clock games, and they want to beat their opponents and focus on the next one. That's what their schedule is going to look like this upcoming season. So with that being said, that is the latest reports from the Detroit Lions. All right. So I believe that was the news. Oh yeah, and also, ladies and gentlemen, the latest reports is coming in from the NFL is Odell Beckham is the NFL's biggest wildcard free agent still on the market, folks. Odell Beckham Jr., ladies and gentlemen, for all the 32 teams that are listening out there in the NFL, right now, Odell Beckham is still a free agent. Yeah. He has yet to be picked up, signed up, you know, offered a contract nonetheless. So, I don't know what the heck Los Angeles Rams are waiting for. You know, and who knows if he'll be back with the Los Angeles Rams nonetheless. So, something to keep in mind. Again, Odell Beckham is still a free agent, and he's looking for a new place. So, we'll see what the latest reports on Odell Beckham will be. All right. Again, ladies and gentlemen, Jarvis Landry has been picked up and signed by the New Orleans Saints on a 1-year contract. So he'll be now joining Tyrann Mathieu in the city of New Orleans. So The Honey Badger. Also known as the Honey Badger. Alright. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, also speaking of primetime games, the Philadelphia Eagles, ladies and gentlemen, for anybody that is a Philadelphia Eagles fan, something to share with everybody out there. So Philadelphia's 5 scheduled primetime contests are, to be honest with you folks, the Eagles, they do have 5 scheduled primetime games this upcoming season. They are the most in a season since the year 2018, folks. Yeah. Dating also back to the year 2000, the Eagles have appeared in the second most primetime games, 94, in the NFL, behind Dallas with 100. So that's also the news coming from Philadelphia, is that they have 5 scheduled primetime contests this upcoming season. The is the most ever since the year 2018, folks. And dating back also to the year 2000, the Eagles have appeared in the second most primetime games at 94 in the NFL, behind Dallas Cowboys, who have 100 total. So talk about Philadelphia Eagles really being in the spotlight this upcoming season, being in this moment, to show what truly this Philadelphia Eagles team is all about. Nonetheless. All right. Also, ladies and gentlemen, more NFL news to go over with you. The New Orleans Saints. Speaking of the New Orleans Saints, do you know that they'll be facing 5 birdies this upcoming season? Yeah, 5 birdies. And I'm not talking birdie in the hole. Not talking about golf here. So, speaking of 5 birdies, ladies and gentlemen, look at who the Saints played this upcoming season. In week 1, they play the Atlanta Falcons. In week 5, they play the Seattle Seahawks. In week 7, they play the Arizona Cardinals. In week 9, they play the Baltimore Ravens. In week 15, they play the Atlanta Falcons. And then, ladies and gentlemen, in week 17, they play the Philadelphia Eagles. So, somebody brought that to my attention. I think somebody did bring that to my attention. Somebody brought that to my attention last week, telling me, because everybody knows, everybody that knows who I am knows I love the Philadelphia Eagles. And somebody came up to me last week and said, and he's a New Orleans Saints fan, by the way. He came up to me and told me, Joseph, do you know that the Philadelphia Eagles are playing the New Orleans Saints this upcoming season? And when he came up to me and he told me that, I told him, no, I did not know. You know why? Because I didn't get the chance to look at the schedule just yet. All right? Even though the schedule was published to the world on Thursday at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, I didn't get the chance to look at it until sometime Friday morning after I was done recording my podcast. I got the chance to look at it, driving home, driving home. I got the chance to go look at it all on my phone, and all of a sudden I see the New Orleans Saints. They have 5 birdies on their schedule this upcoming season. So with that 5 birdies, we were talking about here, ladies and gentlemen, look at here's another interesting fact. No team has ever defeated all 5 bird franchises in one season. Keep that in mind. Now, we witnessed that, ladies and gentlemen, last season? We witnessed that last season with the Seattle Seahawks. The Seattle Seahawks, ladies and gentlemen, they played a couple birdies on their schedule. And guess what? They lost to them. Yeah, they lost to them, folks. I don't think the Seahawks played the Philadelphia Eagles last year, though. They didn't. So, but they did play a couple birdies on their schedule, though, and yeah, they lost to them. So now the New Orleans Saints are in that boat this upcoming season where they have 5 birds on their schedule. 5 birds on their schedule. And no team in the NFL has beaten 5 birds on their schedule, folks. None. So will that trend continue? Yeah. Yeah. Will that trend continue? So, not to mention, Sean Payton is now out the window, so they have a new head coach, you know, in the bayou, you know, in the city of New Orleans, Music City there. So, a lot of new changes, folks. A lot of new changes. Can New Orleans be the first team to beat 5 birds? You know, 5 birds on their schedule this upcoming season. Has never been done. Has never been done. So, interesting. Interesting to note that, you know, you have 5 birds on your schedule, and do you have the capabilities to beat one of them? You know, so it'll be very interesting. It'll be very interesting nonetheless. So yeah, so no team, ladies and gentlemen, has ever defeated all 5 bird franchises in one season. So again, the New Orleans Saints, they play the Atlanta Falcons. They open the regular season in week 1 against the Atlanta Falcons. Then they play the Seattle Seahawks in week 5. They play the Arizona Cardinals in week 7. Baltimore Ravens in week 9. The Atlanta Falcons in week 15. And then the Philadelphia Eagles in week 17. So, yep, that's the latest reports there, ladies and gentlemen. So, that'll be very, very interesting. Very interesting, you know, challenge for the New Orleans Saints, though. I'll tell you that much. You know, again, it has never been done, and New Orleans is trying to beat the first team to ever do it. So, we shall see how that's going to work out for them. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, there's another interesting article that was brought to my attention yesterday. And, ladies and gentlemen, here's this interesting article. So, there has been a lawsuit. Yeah, there has been a lawsuit filed. Yeah. So, there has been a lawsuit filed on the Giants and the New York Jets, folks. Just so everybody's aware. So with that, so ladies and gentlemen, I want to say something about this lawsuit. So, again, a fan, ladies and gentlemen, a fan pretty much made his voice be heard. And he filed a lawsuit on the New York Jets and the New York Giants. And that lawsuit, so that lawsuit, ladies and gentlemen, according to that article, according to those sources that I read, a fan has filed a lawsuit that he wants the name changed. Instead of the franchise being called the New York Giants and the New York Jets, he wants them to be called the New Jersey Jets and the New Jersey Giants. Why? Because they play at East Rutherford, New Jersey, folks. Yeah. You know, every time you guys go, you know, you travel up to New York, and you're on that highway, and you see that stadium, MetLife Stadium, you know, but I think when you cross, I think it's after you cross Ben Franklin Bridge, or is it before Ben Franklin Bridge? I think it's before or after the Ben Franklin Bridge. I'm not sure. Well, it's after some bridge. I'll tell you. I mean, George Washington Bridge is in Philadelphia, right? Yeah, I believe so. Or is the Ben Franklin Bridge in Philadelphia? Hold on, I cannot figure out my highways right now. No, it's the George Washington Bridge. Alright, Ben Franklin Bridge is in Philadelphia. Alright, so I think it's before the George Washington Bridge, or it's after the George Washington Bridge. When you're traveling when you're going to Yonkers, I believe when you're traveling to Yonkers, folks, you see a stadium, MetLife Stadium. It is originally in East Rutherford, New Jersey. And a fan, you know, it didn't mention what fan he is. I think he's a fan of the New York Jets, I believe. Or probably he's a fan of the New York Giants. But a fan, ladies and gentlemen, put a lawsuit out there that he wants the name changed to the New Jersey Jets and the New Jersey Jets and the New Jersey Giants. So how about them? How about them New Jersey Jets and New Jersey Giants? What's your input on that? You know, folks, has it come to this? Has it come to this where fans all of a sudden want their voices to be heard? You know, is this lawsuit even necessary? You know, sooner or later, folks, let me tell you guys something here. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something here. With all these lawsuits, you know, being, you know, talked about, are we going to be coming down to witnessing a lawsuit where, oh, the Dallas Cowboys don't belong in the NFC East? Because they are not in the East. They're not involved in the East. Dallas Cowboys, ladies and gentlemen, are in the South. Yeah. I mean, I think we're fully aware they are. So, is there a lawsuit that's going to happen here for future, you know, I mean, everybody's throwing them out there now. Everybody's throwing them out there. So, you know, now they want the New York Giants and the New York Jets to change their names to New Jersey Jets and New Jersey Giants. What are we going to get next? Dallas Cowboys don't belong in the NFC East? You know, because they're not affiliated, they're not associated with the NFC East. As of right now they are. Dallas Cowboys, last time I checked, they are involved in the NFC East standings. But is somebody gonna, you know, throw another lawsuit out there and say, oh, Dallas Cowboys do not deserve to be considered the NFC East team? So, I mean, are we looking at that? Are we looking at some new changes coming? You know, yeah. They're saying, oh, Dallas. I mean, are we gonna be seeing that, folks? Are we gonna be seeing, oh, Dallas Cowboys don't deserve to be in the NFC East because they're not in the East, they're in the South? You know, I mean, I don't. To be honest with you, folks, you know, it has come to this. It really has. I mean, you guys all recall, you ladies and gentlemen, you all recall that they were the Washington Redskins. They went to Washington football team, and now they're the Washington Commanders. And now we have a lawsuit out there where he is not happy with the Giants and the Jets being called New York Giants and New York Jets. And then, I mean, he wants them to be called New Jersey Jets and New Jersey Giants. And now there's a possibility we might get another lawsuit where the Dallas Cowboys don't deserve to be in the NFC East. You know, I don't know, folks. I mean, has it really come down to this? Has it really come down to this? Apparently. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's the latest reports on that. So again, a fan has put a lawsuit out there that he wants the Jets and the Giants to be called the New Jersey Jets and the New Jersey Giants instead of the New York Giants and the New York Jets. So, interesting, folks. All right. So, let me see here. So I believe, again, that lawsuit, is probably right now, I think, in full effect as we speak. Because he just filed it, and he wants the New York Giants and the New York Jets to change their name to New Jersey Jets and New Jersey Giants. All right. I'm just checking to see if there's any more NFL news to go over here, folks. Bear with me real quick. No, we covered everything. All right, good. All right. So, folks, that's the latest reports coming from the NFL. We gave some news. We talked about the schedule. So again, folks, this upcoming season, we have 3 teams that will be playing international games in London, Europe, and Germany. Also, we have Christmas Day games this upcoming season. Thanksgiving games, as usual. and a lot of primetime games. 13 teams are involved in 5 primetime games, ladies and gentlemen, this upcoming season. So it is going to be an interesting NFL season, folks, nonetheless. Nonetheless, it is going to be a very, very interesting one that needs to be definitely to talk about, in the next couple weeks. Maybe we might talk a little bit more about how the NFL schedule, is shaping up. Maybe on our recorded podcast, we'll see. But if not, then as we progress to training camp and before the preseason games, sometime maybe during the end of July, we might have one live podcast where we're going to talk about that. So it'll be very interesting, folks. But again, this is how the schedule looks and how it's going to shape up. Not to mention, I believe the Buffalo Bills, ladies and gentlemen, I think will be opening up the regular season against the Los Angeles Rams. I believe. I think that's. I'm pretty sure. I'm 100% sure. They'll be opening up the regular season against the defending Super Bowl champs, the Los Angeles Rams. And then I believe the Denver Broncos and the Seattle Seahawks play on Monday night. So it'll be Russell Wilson going up against his former team to start off the NFL regular season. So things to look forward to. The NFL is really going to be interesting this upcoming season, nonetheless. So you're talking about some. When you look at the schedule, folks, you can see a lot of contenders out there, and already you could tell who the pretenders are. Who's going to be really a disappointing team this upcoming season, nonetheless. So lots to go over on that. Now, ladies and gentlemen, there is a stat I want to talk to you about that was brought to my attention here. A lot of people have been asking me, what is the most viewed sports that people watch on television the most? We have the analysis for you for that. So here it is. Look at this interesting stat here. Americans love the NFL, but change is looming. So, percent of U.S. sports fans say that they followed or are following these leagues. So, all respondents are at 52% that watch the NFL. And ladies and gentlemen, this is based off September 21's survey of almost 1,020 U.S. respondents, ages 16 through the age of 50, of whom 766 self-identified as sports fans. So this is coming from a survey, folks. So all respondents, 52% watch the NFL. Ages 16 through the age of 25, only 33% watch the NFL. Now look at the NBA. 42% all respondents watch the NBA, but only 40% ages 16 through the age of 25 watch the NBA. Major League Baseball, all respondents, 31% watch Major League Baseball. Ages 16 through the age of 25, only 25% watch Major League Baseball. Major League Soccer, 13% all respondents watch Major League Soccer. 12% watch Major League Soccer from the ages of 16 through the age of 25. And finally, folks, the National Hockey League. The National Hockey League, 9% all respondents watch the National Hockey League. And only 6% from the age of 16 through the age of 25 watch hockey sports. So look at that stat, folks. Look at the comparison of how the NHL is at the bottom of the barrel, MLS is at the bottom of the barrel, and all three major sports that we talk about that are most recognized are the NFL, Major League Baseball, and the National Basketball Association. So all these are the three major sports that people are right now watching. But again, Americans do love the NFL. That's the most watched. But if you look at the comparison here, you know, for the ages 16 to the age of 25, NBA has the lead on the NFL. Can you believe that? That the NBA is at 40% of ages 16 to the age of 25, and the NFL is only 33%. So the NBA has the lead on that. NBA is probably the most watched, you know, for the ages of 16 to the age of 25. So, but the change is looming, though. Changes are definitely looming. And what did they do? What did they mean by that? Well, I mean, sooner or later, folks, the NBA could be taking the upper hand here. You know, or possibly Major League Baseball could be taking the upper hand. But as of right now, you could tell NHL and Major League Soccer are nowhere near in competing with Major League Baseball, the National Basketball Association, and the National Football League. There's no way to compete with those guys. None whatsoever. None whatsoever. So that is the latest reports on that. All right. So again, this was based off the year 2021 survey, where we got reports that that the NFL was the most watched, but again, changes are definitely on the horizon, and pretty much what they mean by that is the NBA is knocking on the door when it comes to those changes. So, I mean, to be honest with you folks, just looking at that, I can't wait for the year 2022 survey to be, you know, to come to our attention to see where the latest reports are. But again, when they mean changes is looming, you know, before you know it, the change will be here. It will be here before you know it. All right. All right, so I believe that is all for NFL news. I believe we covered everything. Let me just double check. Yeah, so that's the latest reports on that, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we have some news regarding Terrell Owens from the FCF football. And just to share with everybody regarding news on Terrell Owens, Terrell Owens has been traded, folks. Yeah. So Again, he is the first player in FCF history to be traded. So again, this past week, it was brought to our attention that Terrell Owens, again, ladies and gentlemen, this past week, it was brought to our attention that Terrell Owens makes fan-controlled football history as the first FCF player to be traded. That was the latest article in the news that was brought to our attention. That he, the 48-year-old, he was part of a first trade in the fan-controlled football league history. So the Zapers, they sent Owens to the Knights of Deegan in a blockbuster move of sorts. I think it was a 3-team deal that included 5 players in a 4 weekly draft, and actually 4 weekly draft picks. So again, the league owners, they negotiated that trade offer before sending it to the fans, who had the ability to veto that trade. The veto, however, reached 70%, a super majority that had to be ratified. So Owens is on his way to the good old Knights of Deegan. All right. So again, here are the trade details. The Knights of Deegan, so the Knights of Deegan trade. Here's a trade and receive for the Knights of Deegan football team. Quarterback Jan and wide receiver Isaiah King traded for, and they received wide receiver Terrell Owens and wide receiver Jacoby Herring. Also, the Zapers have made a trade. They traded wide receiver Terrell Owens for a couple picks. Picks 1 and 16 this week. And also quarterback Jason Stewart. They received quarterback Jason Stewart and wide receiver Isaiah King. And the picks were for 5 and 12 this week. So that's what the Zapers received in a trade from the Knights of Deegan. The Knights of Deegan, they traded Isaiah King to the Zapers. Also, ladies and gentlemen, the Knights of Deegan, they made a trade with the Beasts of the football team. The Beasts received the Darius Jan for also a couple picks, 1 and 16 this week. In the trade, they also traded Jason Stewart and Jacoby Herring. They traded Jacoby Herring to the Knights of Deegan. And they traded Jason Stewart to the Zapers. So that's how the trade details were involved this past week. Again, the FCF owners, they negotiated that deal, which was approved by the fans. The fans, again, they needed 70% of super majority that included Fanic multiplier to veto the vote. So again, he came out of retirement for the fan-controlled football league, and that's where the trade details are at and where they stand as we speak. So I just wanted to pinpoint that out and share it with everybody. All right, regarding Terrell Owens' news there. All right. All right, folks. Now, let's move over to the latest on Mattress Mac. Oh, man. I mean, folks, I mean, is it too early right now? Of course it is. Of course it is. It is way too early, but here's the latest reports on the Mattress Mac. Here's the latest reports on Mattress Mac. Ladies and gentlemen, according to Bleachers, the Bleacher Report, Mattress Mac has dropped $4 million on the Houston Astros to win it all. The largest win in a legal sports book ever. Legal sports betting ever. Not to mention he also dropped $3 million on the Astros, $1,000 to win the World Series. So, Mattress Mac, ladies and gentlemen, has put a bet for $43 million. Folks, is it too early for this man to bet $43 million? Or is he getting too carried away here? Now, ladies and gentlemen, before yesterday, the Houston Astros were on a 11-game winning streak. Yeah. They were the hottest baseball team on a 11-game winning streak. Now, if you look at the MLB standings, they're not that far off. I think they have a great record right now. So, right now, the Astros are 22-12 on the season. Okay, they're 9-4 at home. They're 13-8 on the road. They're 9-1 out of their last 10 games. And folks, this man right here has bet $43 million on the Houston Astros to win the World Series. And we're still only in the month of May, for crying out loud. I mean, look at folks. I have no problem. I have no problem with a person who has the hots for the slots. I really don't. I really don't. I mean, if you go to any casino, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to be seeing this man at the casinos ready to drop any sort of money that he has in his wallet. I kid you not. I kid you not. I mean, this guy right here has no problem losing any kind of money that he coughs up out of his wallet, folks. I mean, look at going back to this past this past Super Bowl 56, when it was the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Los Angeles Rams. And Mattress Mac here put almost what? Nine something million dollars on the Bengals winning the Super Bowl. I mean, he did cough up some money, and he lost. You know, and then I know he also put some more money down on the college basketball season, where he did pick the Kansas Jayhawks to win it. So he won a couple bucks there. Well, he actually won good amounts of money there. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Mattress Mac, I'm hearing that he has coughed up $43 million out of his wallet for the Houston Astros to win the World Series this upcoming season. You know, I don't know if this man is getting too carried away. I mean, at this point, I think he is. You know, because last time I checked my calendar, we are in the month of May. It's only May 15th. And I'm seeing this man in the articles that he coughed up $43 million for the Astros to win the whole thing. You know, at this point, I mean, I don't have no problem with a person who has the love for sports betting, for sports gambling. I really don't. I really have no problem with it, but, you know, isn't it a little bit too early right now for you to be coughing that amount of money? You know, I mean, hey, again, It's your money, you know. I mean, nobody's stopping you, my friend, but it is way too early to be, you know, coughing $43 million. Yeah, it definitely is. But again, he probably sees something that I don't see, you know, so he probably sees the future more better than I do. You know, I think he probably knows his game more than I do. So, you know, again, to be dropping $43 million. I mean, again, through the big, I mean, to start, I mean, not to mention the baseball just started already. I mean, it started last month. You know, we're only in the month of May, and I'm hearing this guy dropping $43 million. You know, I don't know. I mean, people, man, they go through some mini crisis or some mega crisis. And for me to find out this guy right here put $43 million already, you know, he must be having a heck of a mega crisis going on in his life. You know, that he wants to pay off some kind of debt that he's in. That he wants to put $43 million on the Astros winning the whole thing. You know, well, good luck with that. You know, I mean, they just lost yesterday to the Nationals. So, after they were on a 11-game winning streak. You know, so Mattress Mac, good luck, my friend. Good luck, that's all I could say. That is pretty much all I could say. Alright. Well, that's the latest reports on that. Alright, folks. So that was the latest reports on Mattress Mac and his sports gambling habits. You know, again, $43 million, folks. A lot is riding on Mattress Mac to win that amount. Alright. So, folks, we are going to be... So, speaking of Major League Baseball, we are going to talk about Major League Baseball. We're going to go over some news, and we're going to recap the scores from your Saturday. There are some games going on today. One of them is starting early today. The Atlanta Braves. They have an early game. That I believe is scheduled for 11:35 this morning. They'll be going up against... Let me see here. They'll be going up against the Padres. So it'll be the Padres versus the Atlanta Braves. That game is scheduled for 11:35 this morning, folks. So that would be the early bird. This morning, so we'll give you some predictions. Yeah, we'll go over some predictions and we'll recap the scores from Saturday as well. All right. So with that being said, let's go over some Major League Baseball news. We'll recap some of that. All right, and then we'll give you some scores and predictions for your... We'll go over scores from yesterday and we'll give you some predictions for your Sunday. Nonetheless. Alright. Alright, folks. So let's start with... Alright, let's start with some Major League Baseball news. Let's see what's going on around the league of Major League Baseball. As of right now, ladies and gentlemen, let's start off with... here's the trade that you guys probably heard. That happened this past week. Robinson Cano is now a new member of the San Diego Padres. Yes, he has been sent over to the Padres. Jared Kalinick, he was optioned to AAA, ladies and gentlemen, and he was set to face the Mets for the first time in his career. But Kalinick, who is a top prospect, the Mets have traded him for Edwin Diaz and Robinson Cano. So, that was the latest reports this past week. That the Kalinick, again, he was the top prospect for the Mets. He was traded for Edwin Diaz and Robinson Cano. So again, I believe, I think so. Robinson Cano, ladies and gentlemen, I think so. Robinson Cano, he went to the Padres. So I mean, yeah, he went to the Padres. Yeah. But Jared Kalinick, I think he was playing for the Seattle Mariners, so the Mets picked him up to fill in for Edwin Diaz and Robinson Cano. Yeah, so to fill in that spot. All right. So yeah, because Robinson Cano is no longer with the Mets, Robinson Cano is now a member of the San Diego Padres. So that is the latest reports on that, folks. Just so everybody is aware, that was the latest news this past week, that Robinson Cano, ladies and gentlemen, is now a member of the San Diego Padres. And the Padres, again, speaking of dead Padres, they'll be facing the Atlanta Braves again later on this morning. The early game to start at 11:35 a.m. So that game will start early in the next 2 hours, nonetheless. All right. So again, ladies and gentlemen, Robinson Cano has now moved on to be a member of the San Diego Padres. Also, ladies and gentlemen, Blue Jays, Montano and Garcia, they will not face discipline after the Donaldson hit this past week. But that was he was hit by a pitcher. They will not face any type of penalty for that. That was also the latest reports this past week. Let's see here. More Major League Baseball news to go over with you folks. Ronald Acuna Jr., ladies and gentlemen, he is currently on a day-to-day basis with a groin injury. Also, the Guardians have hired TJ Rivera for a coaching position. Also, Terrence Thompson has elected free agency. Again, he was part of the San Diego Padres, but now he'll be testing free agency and he'll be looking at other options with better offers on the table. Also, the Los Angeles Dodgers have promoted Michael Grove. That's the latest reports on that. And also, ladies and gentlemen, Grant Dayton has opted out of the minor league contract deal with the Marlins. And also, the Giants and the Mariners have traded Alex Bellandino for Stuart Fairchild. That happened also this past week. The latest reports on that. Alright. Also, the Reds, ladies and gentlemen, the Cincinnati Reds have selected Ross Detweiler and have designated Robert Duggar this past week. Also, ladies and gentlemen, the Minnesota Twins have selected Devin Smeltzer. And also, the Oilers have claimed Boo Solzer and designated Paul Fry. Also, the St. Louis Cardinals have activated Drew Ferragain and Adam Winwright. Yeah, so the Cardinals have activated Drew Vergain and Adam Winwright to the active roster. That's what the St. Louis Cardinals did this past week, folks. So I think, with that being said, I believe he'll be good to go in the starting lineup this afternoon. I think that article was addressed to me, 24 hours in advance. I think it was brought to my attention yesterday. So again, ladies and gentlemen, Adam Weinrate will be active on the roster later on this afternoon. All right. So again, the Cardinals have activated Drew Ferragain and also Adam Weinrate to the active roster. Tampa Bay Rays have also acquired Josh Robertson to complete the Lewis head trade. That's also was the latest reports on that. Also, the Giants have traded Duman to the Houston Astros. That's also the latest reports on that. All right. Other than that, I think that is all for Major League Baseball. Yep, that's about it for Major League Baseball news. Let's see if there's any others that I missed before we move on. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to Shioni Ohtani, folks. Shioni Ohtani has hit his 100th career home run last night and has joined Babe Ruth as the only player in Major League Baseball history to record 100 home runs as a batter and 250 strikeouts as a pitcher. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, congratulations to Shioni Ohtani for an amazing career that he's having with the Los Angeles Angels as we speak. So again, he has hit 100 home runs. Shioni Ohtani has hit 100 home runs and 250 pitching in his Major League Baseball career. Man, what has Shioni Ohtani? I mean, what has he not done? That's the ultimate question. What has he not done in his professional career in baseball? What has he not done? I mean, what has he not done, folks? Seriously. So again, congratulations to Shioni Ohtani, folks. He has hit his 100th career home run last night, and he has joined Babe Ruth as the only player in Major League Baseball history to record 100 home runs as a batter and 250 strikeouts as a pitcher. That is remarkable. That is remarkable stuff. I'll tell you what. Amazing. Truly, truly amazing by Shioni Ohtani. Nonetheless. All right. Let's go over the scores from your Saturday. We'll go over that. So yesterday's final scores, ladies and gentlemen. Cardinals beat the San Francisco Giants 4-0. Padres and the Braves went at it yesterday. Braves edged out on a 6-5 victory against the San Diego Padres. Athletics, they beat the Los Angeles Angels 4-3 yesterday. The Athletics and Angels actually had a doubleheader. So the first doubleheader, the Athletics won that game. The second doubleheader, the Angels beat the Athletics 9-1. So they had a doubleheader yesterday. It was a split series. Detroit Tigers, they beat the Baltimore Orioles 3-0. Marlins beat the Brewers 9-3. Blue Jays beat the Tampa Bay Rays 5-1. Pirates beat the Cincinnati Reds 3-1. Red Sox beat the Rangers 11-3. Nationals beat the Astros 13-6. White Sox beat the Yankees 3-2. Guardians beat the Twins 3-2. Mets beat the Mariners 5-4. Cubs beat the Diamondbacks 4-2. Rockies beat the Royals 10-4, your final. And then the Phillies, man, the Phillies are on the roll against the Los Angeles Dodgers out on the West Coast. I feel like the Phillies have the Dodgers number, man, for some reason. What is this now? They're 3-0 against the Dodgers? Well, they beat them 8-3 yesterday. Final score there, as the Phillies improved their record to 17-17. I think they have reached now the 500 season mark. So they do get above 500. Well, they're actually at that 500 mark. For the Dodgers, again, they're 20-12. Ladies and gentlemen, entering this series, the Dodgers were 20-9, folks. Yeah, they were 20-9, and all of a sudden they lost 3 straight against the Philadelphia Phillies. Not to mention, they lost to the Pittsburgh Pirates before they faced the Philadelphia Phillies. I don't know what's going on with the Dodgers, man. I really don't. I really do not know. I mean, look at Bryce Harper had a great game. Nick Castillo's not so much, but G. Segura had a good game. Bryce Harper had 3 RBIs, 2 hits, 3 hits, 2 runs, and 4 at bat. G. Segura had 3 RBIs, runs batted in. Again, the Phillies edged out the Dodgers 8-3. So again, will we see a clean sweep? Because the Philadelphia Phillies and the Dodgers are expected to play today. Scheduled for, 4 o'clock, I believe. So, right now, the Phillies have a 3-0 lead on the Dodgers, folks. Yeah, so, crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. Alright. Here are some games to go over for today. We'll give you some predictions as well. Padres versus the Braves. That's scheduled for 11:35 this morning. Let's say I like the Braves in this one. I think they'll edge out with that victory. Reds versus the Pirates. I like the Pirates in this one. I think they have the upper hand going on this afternoon. Astros and the Nationals. Let's go with the Nationals again. I mean, they knocked off the Astros' 11-game winning streak yesterday. I think the Nationals will continue that trend later on this afternoon. The Nationals will pick up a victory nonetheless. Blue Jays versus the Rays. I like the Blue Jays. I think the Toronto Blue Jays could edge out a victory there. Brewers versus the Marlins. Let's go with the Marlins on this one. Oilers versus Detroit. Detroit Tigers win that game today. Mariners versus the New York Mets. The Mets will get that win as the Mariners travel out to the East Coast to face the New York Mets. And speaking of the Mets, I mean, they're hot right now as anybody in baseball. They're at 23-12 on the season. So it should not be any problem for the Mets to edge out a victory there to pick up the 24th win of the season. Guardians and the Twins. Let's say the Twins win against the Guardians later on. Yankees versus the White Sox. I like the Yankees this afternoon yesterday the White Sox beat the Yankees. So I think the Yankees will probably look for some revenge going on later on this afternoon. Red Sox should beat the Rangers this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Royals and the Rockies. The Rockies should get a victory there. Also, the Angels versus the Athletics. That game is scheduled for 4 o'clock, 4:07 p.m. I like the Angels in this one. I think the Angels will continue where they left off yesterday. Phillies and the Dodgers. I think the Phillies have the upper hand here. They're 3-0 against the Dodgers. I don't think the Dodgers have any answer for a Pennsylvania team, none whatsoever. I think this will be a clean sweep for the Phillies. I think they'll get the victory later on this afternoon. Cubs and Diamondbacks. I like the Diamondbacks. I think the Diamondbacks will get a victory there later on. And final game of the night this evening will be at 7 o'clock. It'll be the Giants versus the Cardinals. I like the Cardinals in that matchup. So that is your Sunday matchups later on today in professional baseball, Major League Baseball. So enjoy those games nonetheless. All right. Again, ladies and gentlemen, the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs game, it was postponed last night due to rain. They will be playing that game later on today, I think at 1:35 p.m. I think they're scheduled for a doubleheader. So that should be a very interesting one. So if you are heading out to the Iron Pigs game today, you're in for a great treat nonetheless. So yeah, they'll be playing this afternoon at 1:35 p.m. All right. We have college basketball to go over. Only one news from college basketball I would like to share with everybody. So this past week, ladies and gentlemen, a college basketball prospect has announced that he will be making his return to the LSU. Let's see who we can go by the name of here. So ladies and gentlemen, so he's a college prospect. Adam Miller, ladies and gentlemen, has announced that he'll be returning to the LSU Tigers for next season's college basketball season. So that's the only news from college basketball is Adam Miller has announced that he'll be making his return to the LSU Tigers next season. All right. Let's go over some college football news. We also have some college football news I would like to share with everybody. First and foremost, let's start off with 2023 ATH Zach Lutemore, who has committed to the Iowa Hawkeyes. Ladies and gentlemen, that's college football news coming in. Also, ladies and gentlemen, Ducks have received a huge verbal commitment from running back Dante Duadwell. So Dante Duadwell and the Ducks have received a huge verbal commitment from him this past week. Also, ladies and gentlemen, more college football news to go over. Dylan Whittaker, he could be the tone-setting pickup for Virginia Tech. Has he announced that he will be playing for the Virginia Tech football team, and he's committed to them this upcoming college football season. Also, ladies and gentlemen, more college football news to go over. Iowa Hawkeyes are also offering 2023 cornerback Bo Mascow from Florida. Also, Wisconsin have landed a commitment from 2023 three-star ATH Justin Taylor. Yes, that's also the reports there. Also, Wisconsin have landed a commitment from 2023 three-star running back Jaquavius Keys. Ladies and gentlemen, that's also the latest reports there from College Football News. And I believe also, ladies and gentlemen, the Oklahoma Sooners have made a top 10 for 2023 4-star running back Dalen Edwards. That's a recruiting news, I believe. Yeah. And I believe, finally, ladies and gentlemen, Alabama Crimson Tide. They have made top 6 for the in-state 4-star 2003 defensive line, Hunter Osborne. Also the latest reports there. And also the Auburn Tigers have offered 2024 5-star defensive line, Heaven Brown Schuler. Ladies and gentlemen, that's also the latest reports there. And also 5-star quarterback CJ Carr updates his recruitment heading into the Elite 11. Ladies and gentlemen, great news coming from there regarding CJ Carr. Also, Oklahoma has landed junior college quarterback General Booty. Ladies and gentlemen. And that is probably all of college football news to go over. Yep. Okay. So yeah, that is the latest reports on that. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, there is one thing I would like to discuss regarding college football that I would like to share with you, and this actually was brought to our attention this past week. There has been a lot of discussion about it, and let me see if I can bring it up for you folks. Bear with me here. All right, so, ladies and gentlemen, there has been a lot of talks about what college football are gonna do. What are they gonna do with possibly having to go in this direction? Alright, so there has been buzzing a lot, ladies and gentlemen, going around this week that college football are thinking about doing this. They're thinking about going either with conference divisions or not having any conference divisions. So there has been a lot of talks about it. As of right now, nothing has been confirmed yet. But what are your thoughts on this, ladies and gentlemen? What are your thoughts on the possibility of college football going in this direction, where there possibly college football might have conference divisions involved, or they might not have any conference divisions involved? So, again, it has been talked about a lot. But again, nothing has been confirmed yet. But college football is thinking about going in this direction. But again, nothing has been nothing has yet been confirmed exactly what are they gonna do when it comes to, you know, having conference divisions involved in the college football perspective of things. So, I mean, do you think it's a great idea? Do you think it's a bad idea? You know, that is something to probably look forward to in the next couple months here on exactly what kind of direction college football is going to go with here. You know, are they going to have conference divisions? Are they not going to get conference divisions? You know, that is something definitely to keep an eye on for sure. Definitely for sure. So we shall see what kind of direction they're gonna be going with that. All right. All right. So. All right. So yeah, that is the latest update on that. Let me see here. So again, we'll see what happens. What kind of direction they're gonna be going with. Again, regarding conference, you know, divisions getting possibly involved or not getting involved. We shall see. We shall see. We shall see what's gonna happen with that. All right. All right, folks. Trying to find a. Let me see here. All right. Again, I mean, for all college fans out there that love college football, I mean, do you find it beneficial? Do you not find it beneficial? You know, let me know. Let me know. I mean, do you think, you know, conference divisions should be involved? Should not be involved? Let me know about that, folks. All right. Let's move on to... so that is all for college football news, ladies and gentlemen. That is all for college football news, nonetheless. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, let's move over to some tennis news. Yes. So, this past week, we found out that tennis prospect... NOVAK, I believe I'm pronouncing that name right. Let me see here. If I could find it, that'd be great. All right, here we go. Tennis prospect, ladies and gentlemen, NOVAK DJOKOVIC has become the 5th men's tennis player to reach 1,000 career wins, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations to him on that and his amazing professional tennis playing career. He has become the 5th men's tennis player to reach 1,000 career wins. Phenomenal job on that. So amazing stuff indeed for NOVAK DJOKOVIC. NOVAK DJOKOV or DJOKOVIC. Yeah, NOVAK DJOKOVIC. Yeah, can't believe I can't pronounce that name right. Sorry for mispronouncing that name. So again, it's NOVAK DJOKOVIC. Goes by the name of NOVAK DJOKOVIC. All right. Okay. Now, ladies and gentlemen, so that's the latest reports on the tennis news there. All right, let's move over to some FIFA soccer news. So, to all the FIFA soccer fans that love their FIFA video games, this is a disappointing news. Yeah, it is. And I hate to break it because you guys probably have heard already by now. All right. So you probably have all heard by now that FIFA, ladies and gentlemen, are ending their partnership. So EA Sports, ladies and gentlemen, has ended their partnership with FIFA. Again, they are expected to release the 2023 game, per reports, according to articles and sources. But they're thinking also about a possible name change. They are thinking about a name change. They might be going in that direction. So again, ladies and gentlemen, with FIFA ending their with EA Sports ending their partnership with FIFA, what to look ahead to now is they are going to be releasing the 2023 video game, but there could be a name change to look forward to, possibly. Again, it is disappointing to hear, but that is the latest reports right now that FIFA, again, they're ending their partnership with EA Sports. Well, EA Sports is ending their partnership with FIFA nonetheless. I mean, it is a disappointing news, quite frankly, to hear. But that is the latest reports on that. Also, ladies and gentlemen, more news coming from FIFA is that they're also foregoing a $150 million annually to pursue delusions of grandeur. That's also news coming from FIFA Soccer. Is that they're also foregoing a $150 million annually to pursue delusions of grandeur. So that is also latest reports coming from FIFA Soccer news there. But again, EA Sports has ended their partnership with FIFA. They're expected to release the 2023 video game. But also, ladies and gentlemen, they are expected to come up with a new name change, possibly. So that is also another thing, something to keep an eye on. It is disappointing for video games. I mean, for people who play FIFA video game soccer, to hear this disappointing news. Not something. Not a whole lot of people are happy about, but They're thinking about a name change. The question is what that name change will be. Who knows? Who knows? You know, yeah, we don't know what that name change is going to be, folks. We definitely do not. So, yeah, so as of right now, all I can tell you right now, folks, that EA Sports is ending their partnership with FIFA. And the latest report is that they are expected to release the 2023 video game, as scheduled. But also, what to look ahead to possibly is that they could be coming up with a new name change. Or they might not release another game after the 2023 video game. They might just go on that and end their relationship, in its entirety. So, we shall see what's gonna happen with that. As soon as we hear anything, further on that, of course, we'll definitely keep you posted, for sure. But yeah, as of right now, folks, that's all the latest reports that we've been hearing. Is that EA Sports are ending their relationship with FIFA again, and the latest report is that they are expected to release the 2023 video game, and then they're thinking about a new name change, or possibly they might not move forward. They're not going to move forward with another video game. Going out there, possibly after the 2023 video game gets published. I mean, gets sold out there for buyers, for seller. I mean, well, for buyers to buy is pretty much what I'm trying to get at here. For all the video game lovers to go out there and buy their video game of FIFA Soccer. That is the latest reports on that. All right. So that is the latest. That's the news information from FIFA news regarding the video game. Again, EA Sports has ended their partnership with them. The 2023 video game will be out for people to buy, and it's gonna be scheduled on time, according to sources and articles. And also, they're thinking about a new name change, or possibly ending it all in general, nonetheless. All right, let's move over to some NHL hockey news. Well, this is where we stand at right now in hockey. I mean, this is where we at right now. I forgot to make one thing perfectly clear here. The Calgary, the Boston Bruins are eliminated. And the Toronto Maple Leafs are eliminated. Florida Panthers have advanced. So we are waiting right now for the winner of the New York Rangers and the Pittsburgh Penguins. Edmonton Oilers have advanced. We are waiting for the Calgary Flames and the Dallas Stars here. We're waiting for the winner of that. Also, we got the winner of the St. Louis Blues and I believe is that the Anaheim Ducks up there? No, Avalanche. Colorado Avalanche. What am I saying? All right. So the Colorado Avalanche and the St. Louis Blues are now moving on to the second round. So yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, this is the wrong standings. They gave us the wrong standings. I mean, the wrong NHL playoff picture. But ladies and gentlemen, this is where it stands right now. Colorado Avalanche will be playing the St. Louis Blues in the second round. Edmonton Oilers have advanced after beating the Los Angeles hockey team yesterday in Game 7. Florida Panthers will be facing the Tampa Bay Lightning after Tampa Bay Lightning beat the Toronto Maple Leafs yesterday. And also, Boston Bruins are eliminated. Carolina Hurricanes, that's who they are. They'll be waiting for the winner between New York Rangers and Pittsburgh Pirates. So that is where we currently stand right now. So again, Colorado Avalanche will be facing St. Louis Blues in the second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Florida Panthers versus the Tampa Bay Lightning. And then Carolina Hurricanes are waiting for the winner in Game 7 today between Pittsburgh Pirates and New York Rangers. Edmonton Oilers have advanced. They're waiting for the winner of the Calgary Flames and the Dallas Stars. So that is where, right now, where we stand in NHL hockey news. So with that being said, we're going to recap some scores from your Game 7, along with some NHL hockey news we're going to go over. Alright. So, ladies and gentlemen, here's some news I would like to share with you regarding the Toronto Maple Leafs, who pretty much they were what? 3-2 in the series before blowing that 3-2 series lead. The last time the Toronto Maple Leafs, ladies and gentlemen, won a Game 7 was back in the year 2004 versus the Ottawa Senators in the conference quarterfinals. That is some breaking news to share with everybody there. Also, the last time the Florida Panthers won a playoff series, a lot of things have changed back then. That's when there was the biggest movie called Mission Impossible. Billboard #1 song was the Crossroads and Bone Thugs and Harmony. And then the Super Bowl champions, ladies and gentlemen, was the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah. So the last time the Florida Panthers, ladies and gentlemen, won a playoff series was back in the year 1990s. Yeah. And then, ladies and gentlemen, here's a stat that I would like to share with everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, the Maple Leafs are the first team in MLB, NBA, and NHL history to lose a winner-take-all game in the opening round of the playoffs 5 years in a row. Just so everybody is aware of that. Yep. So, again, Toronto Maple Leafs are the first team in MLB, NBA, NHL history to lose a winner-take-all game in the opening round of the playoffs 5 years in a row. Yeah. Yeah. Also, ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to Connor McDavid, second player in NHL history with six multiple point games in a playoff series. And also, ladies and gentlemen, Patrice Berrigan, after losing yesterday to the Carolina Hurricanes, he has not decided on calling it a career just yet. So he's still undecided on if he's going to approach retirement or not. It still has not been confirmed after the Boston Bruins got eliminated against the Carolina Hurricanes last night in Game 7. Now, ladies and gentlemen, speaking of Game 7s, do you know that we had one heck of a weekend when it comes to Game 7s? We had the Boston Bruins and the Hurricanes get involved in Game 7s. Lightning versus Maple Leafs in Game 7. Kings and Oilers in Game 7. Penguins and Rangers in Game 7. Also, one more hockey game, Calgary Flames and the Dallas Stars in Game 7. And also today in NBA, we have the Boston Celtics and the Milwaukee Bucks in Game 7. And also, we have the Phoenix Suns and the Dallas Mavericks in Game 7. I mean, talk about a weekend, ladies and gentlemen, where you talk about sudden death here. You know, fight to the finish, where it really matters the most. Coming down to the wire in determining a winner in 7 games. So, look at that. Look at that. All right. So, let's go through some hockey news, ladies and gentlemen. Again, with the Oilers, ladies and gentlemen, advancing to the second round to waiting the winner between the Calgary Flames and the Dallas Stars, Edmonton Oilers have advanced to the second round for the first time since the year 2017, folks. So congratulations to them on accomplishing that. And also, the Washington, ladies and gentlemen, the Washington hockey team, who failed to capitalize against the Florida Panthers, they have been eliminated in the first round for 4 consecutive straight seasons. Nonetheless, so not a good stat there. They failed to capitalize. So again, Again, the Washington Capitals, they failed to beat the Florida Panthers as the Washington Capitals were eliminated in Game 7. And they have been eliminated in the first round for 4 consecutive straight seasons. Well, not consecutive, but 4th straight season. Sorry, let me confirm that. Also, ladies and gentlemen, let's see if we have more NHL hockey news here. Oh yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, more history to share with you. So again, between 2 playoff series wins, ladies and gentlemen, again, between the Florida Panthers and with the Florida Panthers, ladies and gentlemen, 9,478 days between playoff series wins. The last time the Florida Panthers, ladies and gentlemen, again, you know, they won a conference final game against the Pittsburgh, the Pittsburgh Pirates on June 1st, 1996. And then they beat the Washington Capitals on May 13, 2022. That is 9,478 days, ladies and gentlemen, for the Florida Panthers. Nonetheless, again, the Florida Panthers, ladies and gentlemen, their last win was on June 1st, 1996. Again, it was a conference final win against the Pittsburgh Pirates. The Pittsburgh Penguins. Yeah. It was against the Pittsburgh Penguins. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the last time the Florida Panthers have won a playoff series Stanley Cup game. And it was in the conference finals. But then they did win the Stanley Cup, I believe, so I'm pretty sure they did. I don't know. I mean, let's see here. Florida, so the Florida Panthers, yeah. So I don't know. So the Florida Panthers, I don't think they won the Stanley Cup, but they did win a playoff series. Again, that's the last time the Florida Panthers were even in discussion on that topic. That's when the Dallas Cowboys won the Super Bowl. Again, they have not won a postseason series since they reached the Stanley Cup final back in year 1996. And they were swept by the Colorado Avalanche. So again, they have not won a Stanley Cup since the Chicago Blackhawks in the year 2013. But again, they have been building that momentum, though, nonetheless. So, that's how the Florida Panthers are in discussion with that situation. So, yeah, that's the last time you really kind of heard, you know, the Florida Panthers in that discussion, you know, being in that discussion sentence. I mean, it's been 9,000, ladies and gentlemen, 9,478 days between playoff series wins for the Florida Panthers franchise organization. Again, their conference final win was against the Pittsburgh Pittsburgh Penguins, dating back on June 1st of the year 1996. And they beat the Washington Capitals on May 13, 2022 in the first round. So, again, between those two playoff series wins, a total of 9,478, folks. Keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind. All right. So yeah, that's pretty much NHL hockey news there. All right. Speaking of NHL, let's recap the Game 7 games from your Saturday. We'll go over those with you. All right, so with that being said, here are your final matchups for yesterday, Game 7. Down to the wire. Again, the Bruins, they got eliminated against the Carolina Hurricanes. 3-2 was your final score. Hurricanes edged out the Boston Bruins, and they sent them home packing as they won the series 4-3. Ladies and gentlemen, after the Toronto Maple Leafs were leading the series 3-2, they blew that lead. Tampa Bay Lightning, your two-time defending Stanley Cup champions, they hold on and they survive. They beat the Toronto Maple Leafs on the road in Toronto. Again, 4-3 in that series, playoff series, as the Tampa Bay Lightning edged out Toronto Maple Leafs with the final score 2-1. And the Tampa Bay Lightning advance to play the Florida Panthers. And final score of the night, Edmonton Oilers, they beat the Los Angeles Kings 2-0 yesterday. Edmonton Oilers beat the Kings 4-3 in a playoff series, epic matchup. That game also went down to the wire in a 7-game series battle. And the Edmonton Oilers have edged out and became victorious to move on to the second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Now, again, looking at this playoff picture, the Stanley Cup playoff picture, folks. Again, we already have 2 games locked. St. Louis Blues versus Colorado Avalanche. They move on to the second round. Also, the Florida Panthers and the Tampa Bay Lightning. They move on to the second round. Edmonton Oilers punch their ticket to the second round as they wait for the winner of the Calgary Flames versus Dallas Stars. Also, that game will be going on today at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Again, it'll be the Stars on the road against Calgary Flames. Also, the Pittsburgh Penguins will be on the road against the New York Rangers later on today in that Game 7 series, scheduled for 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. So, again, Edmonton Oilers have advanced. They're waiting for the winner again between the Calgary Flames and the Dallas Stars. We'll wait to see who will be facing them. Also, Carolina Hurricanes eliminated the Boston Bruins. They punched their ticket to the second round as they wait the winner between the New York Rangers and the Pittsburgh Penguins. So we'll see where those two, once it's all said and done, who will be locking horns. Who will be locking horns in the second round, pretty much. Yeah, we'll wait and see how that's all going to shape out, nonetheless. All right? So this is how pretty much all looks right now, even though this is not accurate, but we already know that Colorado Avalanche has advanced. So they're, again, Colorado Avalanche and St. Louis Blues have locked in second round. So they're in it. So we can confirm that. They're in it. Okay, and we also could confirm that the Florida Panthers will be facing Tampa Bay Lightning. All right, so we can confirm that the Florida Panthers will be facing Tampa Bay Lightning. Colorado Avalanche will be facing the St. Louis Blues. Carolina Hurricanes are waiting for the winner between the New York Rangers and the Pittsburgh Penguins. Edmonton Oilers punched their ticket to the second round as they wait the winner between Calgary Flames and the Dallas Stars. So that is where currently the NHL playoffs picture stands, and it's looking like. Now, for your predictions for today, I believe the Flames will close out the Dallas Stars. I think Flames will advance. As far as the Penguins and the Rangers, I like the Penguins. I think the Penguins will beat the Rangers. I think they'll have the upper hand, and they're on the road, so this is a big test for them. But I think they can edge out a victory here against the New York Rangers and move on to the second round to prepare for the Carolina Hurricanes. Nonetheless. All right. So that is all for your NHL playoff hockey news. All right. All right. Let's go over. All right. Let's go over the NBA. Yeah, shall we? Shall we talk about the NBA playoff picture? Of course we should. Of course we should. Let's see where currently everybody's sitting at. Actually, you know what? Let me see if I can get it from here. Hold on. I think I can get it from here. Bear with me here, folks. All right. All right. So we're going to talk about the NBA and where everybody stands. All right, folks, we're going to take a commercial break. I will be right back. We're going to put the playoff picture for the NBA. And we're going to put some music on. I will be right back, ladies and gentlemen. All right. When I come back, we're going to talk NBA. I believe we got a couple more to talk about here before we wrap up our podcast on your Sunday morning. Again, your podcast, your news, your local community. We're going to finish up with NBA. We're going to finish up with UFC and premier boxing results from your Saturday. Also, we're going to talk WNBA. And I think that's about it. Yeah. So we're right on schedule here. So we got WNBA to talk about, UFC, and NBA coming up shortly. After this brief commercial break here. So we're right on schedule. We probably might end up finishing early today, which is a very, very good thing indeed. Usually, we sometimes go late, but if we end up finishing up early, the better. We can let everybody go about their day nonetheless. All right. I will be right back, folks. Right now, this is currently where the playoff picture looks like in the NBA. We're going to talk about that after this brief commercial break, folks. We'll be right back. Stay tuned for the latest. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. Thank you so much for bearing with us on this short, brief commercial break. We had to step away for a little bit. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's start off with some NBA playoff coverage news. We're going to go over the news first, and then we will go over how this NBA playoff series is really shaping up. And again, man, lots to talk about in the NBA, I'll tell you that much. First and foremost, ladies and gentlemen, let's start off with some NBA news to go over. Let's see. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you probably have all heard by now that there was a fight and gun shooting involved this past week. After Game 6 of the Celtics versus the Bucks game, where I believe they were So after Game 6, ladies and gentlemen, on Friday, where the Boston Celtics beat the Milwaukee Bucks 108-95, your final score. After that game, ladies and gentlemen, there was a shooting involved. There was a shooting involved, where I believe I can't confirm how many people were killed. Can't confirm, but I think there was many were involved in that shooting, I believe. Let me see if I can confirm. Let's see if we can confirm here. Okay, so the latest confirmation, confirm from the Boston Celtics versus the Milwaukee Bucks game after Game 6 on Friday in Milwaukee, ladies and gentlemen. That game was in Milwaukee, by the way. A total of 21 people were injured in 3 separate shootings after Friday night's game, ladies and gentlemen. 3 people, including a teenage girl, I think at 16 years of age, were shot again outside of after the Bucks game. And I believe, yeah, so, yeah, 3 of them, yeah, 3 people were shot. 3 people were shot, and 21 people were injured. So just to confirm that, right after the Bucks Game 6 game on Friday. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, the Bucks have canceled Game 7's watch party after the shootings that occurred after Game 6 of the matchup between the Boston Celtics and the Milwaukee Bucks. So there will not be a watch party later on tonight for Game 7 between the Bucks and the Celtics. As the Bucks will be on the road, taking on the Boston Celtics later on tonight. All right. Let's see. Also, NBA news to go over, ladies and gentlemen. It has been confirmed that Robert Williams is questionable for Sunday's Game 7 versus the Bucks. Just to let everybody know that. Also, Chris Middleton will be unlikely to return from injury for Game 7 of the Bucks versus the Celtics series matchup. Let's see. Also, ladies and gentlemen, this past week, Giannis joined Wilt Chamberlain and Shaq O'Neal as the only players in NBA playoff history with a 40-point, 20-rebound, and 5-assist line. Ladies and gentlemen, so congratulations to Giannis Antetokounmpo for being in line and joining Wilt Chamberlain and Shaquille O'Neal as the only player in playoff history to perform a 40-point game, 20 rebounds, and 5 assists. Incredible. Incredible, incredible. Now, ladies and gentlemen, there is something I want to share with everybody on how did the Celtics and the Bucks, how did they come to this pivotal Game 7? Well, Jason Tatum, ladies and gentlemen, he scored 46 points. He was on a rampage. He scored 46 points to force a Game 7, ladies and gentlemen. In doing that, he is joining these players who scored 45 plus points and 3 out of those playoff series, 3 out of those 4 players won their series playoff game. LeBron James, Jamal Murray, Wilt Chamberlain, and Kawhi Leonard. Ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. So, Jason Tatum, ladies and gentlemen, scored 46 points in Game 6 to force a Game 7. And he joined LeBron James, Jamal Murray, Wilt Chamberlain, and Kawhi Leonard. Of those players who scored 45 plus points. And 3 of those 4 players won their series. So, that's how the Celtics and that's how the Boston Celtics and the Milwaukee Bucks are right where they at right now in Game 7. Thanks to Jason Tatum's performance in Game 6 of scoring 46 points to help Boston Celtics and his team go to Game 7. Incredible. Incredible. Just incredible. I'll tell you that much. So, pretty awesome stuff. I'll tell you that much. I'll tell you that much. Also, ladies and gentlemen, the Golden State Warriors have edged out and beat the Memphis Grizzlies 4-2, as you can see on the screen. Thanks to Klay Thompson's great performance in Game 6 against the Grizzlies, where he posted 30 points. And he didn't have a double-double night, but he recorded 30 points, and he helped his team edge out the Grizzlies to move on to the second round, as they as they move on to the Western Conference Finals, as they wait the winner between the Phoenix Suns and the Dallas Mavericks. Now, shout out to the Memphis Grizzlies, who did get eliminated, but they are on the rise though, folks. And this team is so young that they have a lot to look forward to in the future years to come. Again, talk about the Grizzlies' amazing, phenomenal season that they had, folks. They were tied for most wins in a season in franchise history. John Morant was an all-star starter, and he had the most, and he won the most improved player award. Also, Taylor Jenkins was the Coach of the Year finalist. And this was the youngest team since the year 1997 to make it to the second round of the NBA playoffs. So this team is young, and they have a lot of future years to come, especially with John Morant in the starting lineup, who had a phenomenal heck of a career. I mean, a heck of a season nonetheless for John Morant. So they really have nothing to hold their heads down. They have a lot to look forward to the future years to come for the Memphis Grizzlies basketball team. Now, for the Golden State Warriors, the X Factor was pretty much Kevin Looney, folks. You know, in Game 6 over Memphis Grizzlies. The guy had 22 rebounds, 4 points, 5 assists, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, 22 rebounds, folks. Talk about the X Factor and game-changing here against the Memphis Grizzlies. Awesome stuff by Kevin Looney's performance. So now, ladies and gentlemen, 4 current Grizzlies are already, ladies and gentlemen, in the top 10 in franchise playoff points. John Morant at number 5, Jared Jackson Jr. at number 8, Dylan Brooks at number 6, and Desmond Bane at number 10. Those are your top 10 franchise playoff points, ladies and gentlemen. So 4 of them are your current Grizzlies leaders. Well, they were your current. Pretty amazing stuff. Pretty amazing stuff. All right. So, yeah, that's pretty much your NBA news. Also, ladies and gentlemen, the latest reports is that Doc Rivers is expected to return to the Philadelphia 76ers next season. So he will not be going anywhere. They lost to the Miami Heat 4-2. And Miami Heat now waits the winner between the Milwaukee Bucks and the Boston Celtics. Again, ladies and gentlemen, for the 76ers, all I could say, they had a heck of a season and a playoff run at most, I could say, but again, it was not enough. It was not enough, ladies and gentlemen, to move on. That's pretty much what I'm trying to get at here. Talk about, not only injuries were hurting them. Joel Embiid, James Harden couldn't do it alone, and at this point, folks, you got to think about that. The Philadelphia 76ers, they're probably looking for more playmakers. I think that's what the ultimate answer is for this organization, and all they can hope for now is during the NBA offseason that they can find that they can find some more playmakers to get over that edge that they're looking for to being that greatest basketball team in achieving an NBA title for the city of brotherly love. So with that being said, folks, again, here are the Sixers and how they shaped up in getting eliminated. Again, James Harden was 1-8 for teams in his last 9 playoff elimination games. And also the Philadelphia 76ers have gone 12 straight playoffs without reaching the Eastern Conference Finals. Again, that is the 4th longest streak in NBA history, folks. Yes, for the Philadelphia 76ers to reach, they have not reached the Eastern Conference Finals in 12 straight playoffs without reaching them. So that is the fourth straight. That is the fourth longest streak in NBA history, folks, for the Philadelphia 76ers. And then more news to share with everybody. The Sacramento Kings, ladies and gentlemen, did you know that they have reached the conference finals more recently than the Philadelphia 76ers? The Kings made the Western Conference in the year 2020. The Sacramento Kings, they made the Western Conference Finals in the year 2002. 76ers made the Eastern Conference in the year 2001. So the Sacramento Kings have reached the conference finals more recently than the Philadelphia 76ers. Yeah, was anybody aware of that? Yeah. So that is where the 76ers stand as we speak. So with that being said, folks, here's how things shape up. Golden State, again, they beat Memphis Grizzlies 4-2 to advance to the Western Conference Finals as they wait the winner between the Phoenix Suns and the Dallas Mavericks. Also, the Miami Heat have beat the Philadelphia 76ers 4-2 as they reach the Eastern Conference Finals, ladies and gentlemen. And they wait the winner between the Milwaukee Bucks and the Boston Celtics. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it has been confirmed that Game 1 between the Miami Heat and the winner of the Boston Celtics and the Milwaukee Bucks game, ladies and gentlemen, the Eastern Conference Finals game, that will begin on Tuesday. So, tomorrow I think they get rest. And then on Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen, it has been confirmed that the Eastern Conference Finals will begin. So Miami Heat will wait the winner of today's game between the Milwaukee Bucks and the Boston Celtics. Now, again, we have 2 games going on today. Alright, we have 2 games going on today. Now, the NBA did not have any games yesterday. They took a day off. But again, on Friday, ladies and gentlemen, it was confirmed that the Miami Heat, again, they beat the Philadelphia 76ers 4-2 to move on to the Eastern Conference Finals. Again, on Friday, it was confirmed that the Golden State Warriors beat the Memphis Grizzlies 4-2 to advance to the Western Conference Finals. Now, my hunch is the Western Conference Finals will begin on Wednesday. So tomorrow will be another off day for the NBA. And then on Wednesday, Golden State will play either the Phoenix Suns or the Dallas Mavericks as they wait the winner for that later on today. Now, we're gonna talk about this game. Well, the first game is the Milwaukee Bucks and the Boston Celtics game, I believe. Let me see here. All right, so the first game will be the Milwaukee Bucks versus the Boston Celtics. That game is scheduled for 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time later on today. And then you have the late game going on between the Dallas Mavericks and the Phoenix Suns. That game is scheduled for 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So we're gonna give out some predictions and some analysis here on who has the upper hand. Who has the upper hand? So it has come down to Game 7, folks. Game 7. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Now, I talked to my friends about this. that Phoenix Suns and Dallas Mavericks game, I did not expect them to go to 7 games, folks. I did not expect it. To be honest with you, this is a shocker. This is a shocker. I think, ladies and gentlemen, the Phoenix Suns have put a fire on Luka Doncic, ladies and gentlemen. I think they lit the fire where the Phoenix Suns don't have any answers of cooling it off, pretty much, at this point. They have no answer on how to cool off Luka Doncic. Now, according to reports and sources yesterday, Devin Booker said that he is locked for Game 7. So, I hope that's the case scenario. I really hope he does have that game locked, because as of right now, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good because nobody expected, ladies and gentlemen, for the Dallas Mavericks to get this far. I talked to a lot of my friends that I interacted with, and mentioning that, I mentioned this all to my friends. I mentioned this as I interacted with them, and we were bonding, and we were having an NBA conversation, well, an NBA playoff conversation, and I was like, do you know that the Dallas Mavericks might only get 1 game out of the Phoenix Suns? That's all they're gonna get lucky on, is getting 1 win under the Phoenix Suns. And you know what I see? I see the Phoenix Suns and the Dallas Mavericks dancing into Game 7. This is a shocker to me. Ladies and gentlemen, the Phoenix Suns and the Dallas Mavericks are dancing tonight in Game 7. They are dancing. Now the question is, do they have their dancing shoes on? You know, do they have their dancing shoes? Not to mention, can the Phoenix Suns even cool off Luka Doncic? I cannot believe I'm saying this. I cannot believe that I'm saying that the Phoenix Suns and Dallas are in Game 7 of this semifinals. I just can't. I am beyond shocked, because I talked with my friends on the table about this, and I told them that, you know what, Dallas is only going to get 1 win, because why? Because the Phoenix Suns have been great and phenomenal all season long. They're 64-19 on the season. That's why they have been such a great basketball team. Not to mention, they have Mikal Bridges. They have, and ladies and gentlemen, speaking of Mikal Bridges, this was also brought to my attention. Somebody brought this attention to me this past week. One of my buddies of mine told me that, did you know, dating back to the year of 2019, that the Philadelphia 76ers gave up Mikal Bridges and in the NBA draft? Yes, the Philadelphia 76ers, they gave up Mikal Bridges in the 2019 NBA draft, and they sent him to the Phoenix Suns, ladies and gentlemen. Was anybody aware of that? Was anybody aware that Mikal Bridges was almost going to be a part of the Philadelphia 76ers? And the Philadelphia 76ers, well, they did the dumbest move ever in NBA, possibly, you know, where they sent him off to the Phoenix Suns. And look at where they are right now today. You know, so they got Mikal Bridges, they got Devin Booker, they got Chris Paul. You know, that team is solid. That team is solid. And they cannot close out the Dallas Mavericks. Ladies and gentlemen, this game between the Phoenix Suns and Dallas Mavericks should have ended in Game 5. The Suns should have closed out the Dallas Mavericks 4-1 in that series. And look at where we at. Look at where we at. We're in Game 7. We're in Game 7 of the Western Conference semifinals. Shocking. Shocking, shocking, shocking. And not to mention, Luka Doncic and the Dallas Mavericks, they said that, you know, Luka cannot win this all by himself. They can't do this all by themselves. Well, you know what? Luka Doncic has backed up those words. And he's proven that on the court. That he could dance with anybody, no matter what the odds or the circumstances that come in front of you. He can defy those odds. He can definitely defy those odds. Now, let's throw out there a hypothesis. Let's throw out there an educated guess. All right, let's throw the possibilities of all possibilities. If the Dallas Mavericks, ladies and gentlemen, I have not given my prediction yet. All right, I have not given my prediction yet, but I am gonna give it though. I am gonna give it. All right, but I have not given my prediction yet. Let's say Dallas Mavericks win this basketball game later on today. All right, let's say they do. It'll be Dallas versus Golden State. Okay? Golden State, I'm going to tell you right now, they are in the driver's seat to represent in the NBA Finals. I think they are definitely in the driver's seat for it. I think the Golden State Warriors are also the total favorite matchup against the Phoenix Suns. Again, it's going to come down, ladies and gentlemen, to who the heck could stop Jordan Poole, Stephen Curry, and Klay Thompson, folks. That's going to be the ultimate answer there. Who could stop Klay Thompson, Stephen Curry, and Jordan Poole? I mean, it's going to be an interesting playoff series. I'll tell you what. The Western Conference Finals is going to be an epic playoff series matchup to look forward to, no matter who the Golden State Warriors match up against. Whether it may be the Phoenix Suns or the Dallas Mavericks, this is going to be a fight to the finish here that we are going to be witnessing, folks. This is the kind of game that you are probably going to get your popcorn and you're going to get your money's worth, folks. I'm telling you right now. This is probably the game right here where you're going to get your money's worth. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. No ifs, ands, or buts about it, folks. I think this is going to be probably the ultimate heck of a ride, no matter who Golden State matches up against. But, again, now, ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell you this right now. If Golden State and the Dallas Mavericks, if they dance in the Western Conference, the edge goes to the Golden State Warriors. I see it a clean sweep. Golden State will go to the NBA Finals in a 4-0 sweep series. I think this will be a favorable matchup for Golden State to close this series out in beating the Dallas Mavericks. Now, if they play the Phoenix Suns, well, I can see another 7-game series, folks. I can see another 7-game series. Yeah. Folks, the Golden State Warriors are writing history right now. Again, they continue to write history. You're talking about a person who's been out of basketball for 2 years due to back-to-back ACL injuries. Klay Thompson has dealt with so many injuries, and look at where they're at right now. Look at where they're at right now. So, I mean, talk about history right here. What Golden State is doing right now. You're talking about a guy that was sitting on the sidelines for 2 years. 2 season-ending injuries. Where he did not play 2 full seasons. Just to come back and look at where they at right now. Golden State is in the Western Conference Finals. Right now, they are resting, waiting for the winner. After punching their ticket on Friday against the Memphis Grizzlies. Folks, the Warriors are resting. They had full rest on Saturday, full rest today, they have full rest on Monday, and they have full rest on Tuesday before the Western Conference Finals Game 1 begins on Wednesday, folks. Talk about a couple days rest here. You know, and for the other teams, well, for Dallas and Phoenix, they're only going to have Monday and Tuesday to rest up. So, talk about I mean, can you say an advantage or possibly a disadvantage? I don't know. But folks, I'll tell you what. If it does come down to the Phoenix Suns versus the Golden State Warriors in the Western Conference Finals, you're looking at possibly a 7-game series in that matchup. Yeah. That is going to be a blockbuster game to witness, to watch nonetheless. As for the Milwaukee Bucks and the Boston Celtics, well, Miami Heat closed out the 76ers on Friday as they wait the winner of the Milwaukee Bucks versus the Boston Celtics game. Now, by the way, here's my, I forgot to give my prediction for the Phoenix Suns versus the Dallas Mavericks game. I picked the Phoenix Suns to win this. I picked the Phoenix Suns. So, we shall see. Alright. Let's move over to the Milwaukee Bucks versus the Boston Celtics game. So, Miami Heat is waiting for the winner of that game. The Eastern Conference Finals game begins on Tuesday. Ladies and gentlemen, so far in this playoff matchup, no. I'm actually going to say in this playoff series in general, the Miami Heat have not convinced me that they deserve to be in the NBA Finals picture. They have not. How far they have come this far it's crazy right now. It is crazy that they have come this far in the playoffs. Now, let's say the matchup turns out to be the Miami Heat versus the Milwaukee Bucks. Well, I'm going to tell you this right now, folks. I don't know how Miami Heat could be favored against the Milwaukee Bucks, because, not to mention, let's say hypothetically, Chris Middleton makes his triumphant return back in the Eastern Conference Finals picture. I mean, as of right now, according to articles and according to sources, Chris Middleton is not expected to come back until the Milwaukee Bucks punch their ticket to the NBA Finals. That's if they do it, though. But is there a possibly chance that Chris Middleton might make an appearance in the Eastern Conference Finals picture? Yes, of course there is. Yes, the window of opportunity is there for Chris Middleton to come back early. But is it the right decision? No, absolutely not. I mean, you want the guy to be at his 100% to be back on the court, fully healthy and ready to go. Of course. But the question, ladies and gentlemen, remain is, can the Miami Heat, they're the number one team in the playoffs, do they have any remotely of a shot to cooling off Giannis Antetokounmpo and the rest of that Milwaukee Bucks team? Ladies and gentlemen, if it does end up being the Milwaukee Bucks versus the Miami Heat, the best I can say for this one, it'll go to 6 games, where Milwaukee Bucks will advance to the NBA Finals. Now, if it's the Miami Heat versus the Boston Celtics, well, I can see it going to 5 games, where Boston edges out a victory against the number 1 seed Miami Heat. So, this is interesting. This is interesting. All right, prediction. I like the Bucks. I think the Bucks will advance. They'll get it done on the road, and they'll get ready to face off against the Miami Heat on Tuesday, May 17th. So, it should be an interesting one, folks. It should be an interesting one. It should be an interesting one. All right. That is all for your NBA playoff coverage news, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoyed those games. Should be an interesting one, nonetheless. Should be an interesting one. All right. I believe we are on track. We're gonna go over UFC results and Premier Boxing results from your Saturday night's event, ladies and gentlemen. And then after that, we will wrap it up with WNBA news. Yes, we do have some WNBA news to go over. We will share that with you, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, you know what? Let's talk about the WNBA right now. And then we'll go over to the we'll wrap it up with UFC boxing results and Premier boxing results nonetheless. So yeah, we'll wrap it up with that. But first and foremost, we're gonna talk about the WNBA, and you know, give you the breakdown of the scores that happened on your Saturday, and we'll give you some predictions for your Sunday nonetheless as well. So yeah, we'll talk about that. Yeah, we'll do that for you folks nonetheless. All right. Let's see. All right. So we do have news, ladies and gentlemen, in regards. Wow, the WNBA has a lot of games going on today. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, actually, never mind. They only have 2 games. Never mind. I was looking at the wrong thing. They have 2 games going on later on today. All right, we'll go over those for you, and we'll go over yesterday's games as well. All right. All right, so we have, ladies and gentlemen, some WNBA news regarding Brittany Griner. We do have some news regarding her situation, and you know what's going on. You know, with the latest. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, the latest update on Brittany Griner is that. See if I can pull up the article here. Yeah, okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, the latest reports, it's bad news, actually, for Brittany Griner. So, according to WNBA News and Resources, ladies and gentlemen, WNBA star Brittany Griner, her detention has been extended 30 days and has denied house arrest. Yes. So, bad news for Brittany Griner, as she has been denied house arrest and has been extended 30 days of detention, according to reports and sources. So that's not good news for Brittany Griner at all. That is also the latest reports that coming from the WNBA nonetheless. Also, ladies and gentlemen, the WNBA has been talking about expanding teams. So yeah, that's the latest report coming in as well this past week. Is that the WNBA has been talked about expanding possibly teams in the WNBA franchise. Nothing has been confirmed yet. I mean, there's some reports were denying it, that they're not interested in expanding teams at this time. But is the window of opportunity there? Yeah. You know, it could possibly happen. Again, the WNBA commissioner, Kathy Engelbert, you're probably all aware who Kathy Engelbert. Again, she has been discussing for possibly expanding WNBA teams. But again, there was also, according to reports and sources and articles, that they were denying those, you know, speculation. I mean, you know, rumors going around that, you know, they don't want to make it happen right now. But You know, they're talking about it. It might happen. You know, again, they believe that there's opportunities out there. So, again, nothing has been confirmed right now, ladies and gentlemen, regarding the WNBA and possibly expanding teams. Nothing has been finalized, nonetheless. But again, the WNBA commissioner, Kathy Engelbert, has been discussing and adding in expanding teams for the WNBA organization. You know, for the franchise. I mean, I think she was talking about going possibly from 10 to 12 teams. I believe that was the talks and discussion talks. But again, nothing has been locked or finalized just yet. But if anything, ladies and gentlemen, we'll keep our eyes and ears open. If any new source does come out to our availability, you'll be first to know. You'll be first to hear about it on the latest reports of what direction will the WNBA go about it. But as of right now, nothing has been officially locked in place yet. So, speaking of the WNBA, they have confirmed that it has been confirmed that the regular season did begin in the WNBA last week on Friday, May 6th, 2022 is when the WNBA season officially got underway. And we have some games to share with you. We'll talk about yesterday's games that unfolded. Yesterday's game, it was Mercury versus Storm. Mercury, they edged out a victory against Seattle Storm. Phoenix Mercury edged out a victory against Seattle Storm, 69-64 your final. As the Phoenix Mercury, they improved their record to 2-1 on the regular season. For Seattle Storm, they suffered their third loss on the season as they fall to 1-3. Again, the Phoenix Mercury, Diana Taurasi, she had a great game. She had 24 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. Skylar Smith-Diggins, she had 14 points, 3 rebounds, and 5 assists. Diamond DeShields, 11 points, 3 rebounds, and 4 assists. For Seattle Storm, nobody had a double-double. Jewel Lloyd, she was the only one that had the highest double-digit points of the night with 26 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. She was the only one that really had an amazing night for the Seattle Storm. But they did lose by 5 points. Again, final score was 69-64 there. Also, ladies and gentlemen, Los Angeles Sparks, they lost to the Connecticut Sun. Connecticut Sun improved their record to 1-1 on the season. For the Los Angeles Sparks, they suffered their second loss of the season as they fall to 2-2. Final score there was 77-60, your final there, ladies and gentlemen. And the final game of the night, your defending champions, Sky, I believe, Chicago Sky, they beat Minnesota Lynx. Minnesota Lynx, they fall to 0-4 on the season. For the Chicago Sky, the defending WNBA champions, they improved to 2-1 on the season. They beat Minnesota Lynx 82-78, your final score there. Asura Stevens, she had 14 points, 4 rebounds. Emma Messamith for the Chicago Sky, she had 17 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists. Candace Parker, she had 11 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist. Courtney Evander Sloot, She had 16 points, 3 rebounds, and No, Courtney had a double-double, ladies and gentlemen. Courtney had a double-double. Courtney had 16 points, 11 assists, and 3 rebounds. So she had a double-double indeed. So I think she was probably the only one that had a double-double night. So again, Chicago Sky, they edged out a victory, 82-78, your final score there. All right. Speaking of games going on today, you have 2 games going on today in the WNBA. You have the Dallas Wings going up against New York Liberty. That game is scheduled for 2 o'clock p.m. later on today, later on this afternoon. It'll be the Dallas Wings versus New York Liberty. And also later on this afternoon, you also have Atlanta Dream versus Indiana Fever. Atlanta Dream is 2-1. Indiana Fever is 2-2. That game is scheduled for 3 o'clock p.m. later on today. So that you have some WNBA matchups going on this afternoon. So enjoy those games nonetheless. All right. So that's pretty much your WNBA basketball coverage. All right. I think that is it, folks. So we're gonna wrap it up with UFC Premier boxing results from your Saturday night event. So we are definitely gonna talk about those. All right. So here, first and foremost, ladies and gentlemen, let's start off with the UFC. Yeah, let's start off with the UFC. Give me 1 second, folks. I need to share some interesting article here. We're gonna share this with everybody as well. All right. All right. So we're going to go through the UFC results, ladies and gentlemen. We'll give those to you. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here are the UFC results from your Saturday night's UFC boxing event. Actually, your UFC Vegas 54 event. Again, here are the results, ladies and gentlemen. Jane Blachowicz. Jane Blachowicz. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce that name right. Blachowicz. Yeah, Jane Blachowicz. He defeated Alexander Rick via TKO in round 3. Ryan Spain defeated Ion Cutabella via submission with a Gulton choke in round 1. Davy Grant defeated Louis Smolka via knockout in round 3. Caitlin Chukagan defeated Amanda Ribas via split decision. And speaking of Caitlin, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to give her a big shout out. Shout out, ladies and gentlemen, to Caitlin. Ladies and gentlemen, Caitlin Chukagan. She is the all-time winner in most victories in the UFC women's flyweight history. Behind Valentina Shevchenko, Gilligan Robertson, and Lauren Murphy, ladies and gentlemen. So again, congratulations to Caitlin Chukagan Caitlin Chuchukin being your ninth on that all-time winner board. 9 victories, the most victories in UFC women's flyweight history. So awesome stuff for Caitlin Chuchukin on accomplishing that. So great accomplishment indeed to be recognized as your all-time winner nonetheless. Alright. Manuel Torres defeated Frank Camacho in a VIA TKO punch in round 1. Alan Nasamakitido defeated Jake Hadley in an anonymous decision. Vivian Arejo defeated Andrea Lee in an anonymous decision. Michael Johnson defeated Alan Patrick via knockout in round 2. Verna Jandaroba defeated Angela Hill in an anonymous decision. Tatsuro Tira defeated Carlos Candelero in a VIA anonymous decision. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, Andre Petrosky defeated Nick Maskumov via technical submission anaconda choke in round 1, ladies and gentlemen. So those were your UFC results, your UFC Vegas results from last night's, Saturday night's event. And ladies and gentlemen, to wrap it up here, we have Premier Boxing results to share with you folks. Here are your winners from last night. Bear with me. Alright, your Premier Boxing winners from last night, ladies and gentlemen. Kevin Gonzalez was your winner. Also, Jaron Ennis was your winner. And ladies and gentlemen, the guy who made history last night in Premier Boxing, your undisputed super welterweight champion. Congratulations to Jermell Charlo as your winner in the Premier Boxing. Jermell Chinner, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see, Jermell Charlo. Again, ladies and gentlemen, he made history in the making, folks. History in the making was witnessed for Jermell Charlo as your undisputed champion. So history was definitely was made. Yeah, history was made, ladies and gentlemen. Again, his last, ladies and gentlemen, for Jermell Charlo, his last 10 fights were against Brian Castino, Jason Rosario, Tony Harrison, Jorge Cotana, Tony Harrison, Austin Trout, Erickson Lubin, Charles Hatley, and John Jackson, folks. So again, history making performance for Jermell Charlo as he became the unified super welterweight champ with a dramatic 10th round KO knockout against Brian Castano. So awesome stuff there in that epic matchup. So history was definitely indeed made in the premier boxing matchup. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's about it. Pretty much wraps it up for your coverage of Worldwide Sport Updates, your podcast, your news, your local community. Again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on this Sunday, May 15, 2022. You have been a great audience. Thank you for anybody that did tune in to say hello or just made their appearance. We greatly appreciate it from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you so much. You guys have been a great audience, and we really appreciate it nonetheless. Again, we are definitely going to be cutting it short. We really don't have much to talk about. We covered a lot that really needed to be covered on Worldwide Sport Updates, your podcast, your news, your local community. Again, ladies and gentlemen, this is probably going to be our last live podcast for quite some time. This is going to be probably our last one, and we'll be closing it out today. So moving forward, ladies and gentlemen, again, my sports marketer will be on vacation for the next 2 weeks. During those 2 weeks, we are definitely going to have a meeting on what our next approach is going to be. Something to look forward to in the next couple months ahead. We're probably are going to be doing a recorded podcast where instead of it being published on a Friday, it's going to be published on a Sunday. And it's going to be either a video podcast or it's going to be a recorded podcast. A recorded podcast, but it's either going to be a video podcast or it's going to be a recorded audio podcast. So we'll see which direction we're going to go with that moving forward. But I will definitely reach out and with full details, in the next couple weeks on exactly what direction we're going to be going with this. But as of right now, our trend is going to be that it is going to be a recorded podcast. Whether it's going to be audio or video, we will definitely keep you guys in the loop on. We might change it up a little bit, but who knows, But as of right now, ladies and gentlemen, that's what the trend is going to be looking like. All right. My sports marketer will be going on vacation the next 2 weeks. So wish him but the best and safe travels. Wherever he's going to be enjoying it. I'm kind of jealous because I cannot be a part of that. But with that being said, though, it's well deserved. So he's going to be going away for some time. We'll go from there. All right. With that being said, folks, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Enjoy the rest of your work week. We'll see you possibly our next. I'm gonna tell you this right now, folks. I don't have the slightest clue or idea when our next live podcast is gonna be. I have no idea. It might not be until possibly the end of September. Maybe. So we don't know. We don't know just yet. All right. So I mean, all I can say right now is just keep your eyes open, for the latest updates on exactly when our next live podcast is going to be. I mean, I to be honest with you folks, I always love, enjoy, and interacting with you on the Sunday morning. It's probably one of the best things. This is what I bring to the community, is being a part of this, interacting with you guys and having a conversation and fully interacting nonetheless. But sometimes something comes into play where we have to go in a whole different direction and we have to change it up a little bit. So that's the next direction moving forward. So we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna sit down. We're gonna have a meeting. Exactly what our next approach is gonna be. Again, it is gonna be a recorded podcast, but it is we're probably gonna be switching it up where we might either have a audio podcast or a video podcast. All right. Now, these videos, ladies and gentlemen, these recorded podcasts, ladies and gentlemen, they're going to be anywhere from 10 minutes to 30 minutes of sports coverage. So the audio podcast might be 30 minutes long, where we give you the latest updates on sports. And the video podcast could be anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes. They're not going to be very long videos. All right? A live podcast is usually a 4-hour show. But a recorded podcast won't be long. It'll be anywhere from 10 to 30 minutes. So it's going to be for a video podcast and for audio podcast. So it's going to be it's going to go either 10 to 30 minutes at the latest, giving you all the updates around the world of our sports. Nonetheless. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Again, this is our last live podcast until further notice. Again, we don't know when we're gonna be back live, but when we have official dates set, you'll be first to know. We'll let you know. We'll keep you up to date. Nonetheless. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, have a great week. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And again, tune in to our Friday podcasts, our Friday recorded podcast. Those will be still published and distributed on schedule on Fridays. Again, this upcoming Friday and next Friday, we will have the recorded podcast still published on Fridays. The one that will be published on Sunday probably will start on June 5th. All right, folks. Until then, this is Worldwide Sport Updates. Your podcast, your news, your local community. And I'm signing off.